Good evening, everyone. It is Mickey here from A Pretty Talent and the Waterwell Ministries, and I am back with yet another mixed media journaling page. My apologies. I am reading from Luke chapter 18, the parable of the persistent widow. One day Jesus told his disciples a story to show that they should always pray and never give up. There was a judge in a certain city, he said, who neither feared God nor cared about people. A widow of that city came to him repeatedly saying, "Give me justice in this dispute with my enemy." The judge ignored her for a while, but finally he said to himself, "I don't fear God or care about people, but this woman is driving me crazy. I'm going to see that she gets justice because she's wearing me out with her consistent requests." Then the Lord said, "Learn a lesson from this unjust judge. Even he rendered a just decision in the end. So don't you think God will surely give justice to his chosen people who cry out to him day and night? Will he keep putting them off? I tell you, he will grant justice to them quickly. But when the Son of Man returns, how many will he find on the earth who have faith?" Now, I was speaking to a friend this afternoon when she came over about prayer and the need for prayer and how prayer honestly changes things. It's not a slogan. It's not something nice to say to inspire people. It's just the truth. When you pray about things, it changes. Now, there's a couple of things you need to bear in mind when praying, is that's to ask what is in God's will. God will not do that which goes against his grain. But certainly, persistent prayer from those who believe. It carries much weight with God. Now, I bought this stencil recently. And I've been wanting to journal this page for a while, but when this stencil arrived, I kind of thought maybe I can combine the two a little bit. So what has happened here, the preparation of this page, is that I have painted this with gesso. It is just white gesso that I've used here. And then I decoupaged this little printout onto the page. I find these little images online. And then I print them 9 to a page. It's around about the size. These are the bigger Bibles that I'm working in. And I find 9 to a page works out pretty good. Now, these are not the same. I mean, that head size and that head size, these are two completely different things. I don't think it's going to bug me too much. I think I'm going to be able to use this figure. The style allows for a little bit of distortion. And so that little bit of distortion will be fine. I don't want to use that figure. I think I want to use this figure. It has a dropped shoulder and a raised shoulder, and it fits rather nicely with this little girl here. I think I'm going to do that. Now, I have not tried this before, so let's experiment together and see where it gets us. I don't want this to be overly obvious. So I wonder if I can come in with pumice stone. Pumice stone is a rather less obvious ink. I could be drawing these lines with a pen, I'm sure, or even a pencil. I don't think that's necessary. Let's go with this pumice stone. Goodness, which one are we going to use? I think I'm going to use this blending brush. So this is Tim Holtz Distress ink, and I am using pumice stone. Is this? I think that'll do it. I'm not too concerned with the lines here. Let's pick them up again around here. Do we want the bottom legs, maybe? I'll do a little bit of color over there. Okay, so that's pumice stone. And when I lift this away, yep, I think this can work. Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. We have started it. We might as well finish this. Okay, so I actually want to be using my alcohol markers in this picture. And for that reason, I put the gesso down because the alcohol markers bleed profusely. Profusely. Now this dear child, she'll have to be that widow. What are we going to go with? Okay, let's start with black. Oh dear, the lid is tight. Is there a reason I can't? Aha, can't get the lid off my black. My goodness. Okay. That's a odd little arm. Actually, very odd little arm. Let's do kind of a flared sleeve. Let's incorporate that. And then we shall have to come in here because she's gathering it with her hands. There's nothing saying we can't go out after. Where do we want to go with this? Something like this, maybe? Shall we make it a buttoned dress? Maybe. I think that ought to do it. Something like that. I can't say I'm overly excited about this. Maybe we give it a bit of a collar there. And that row of buttons. Although honestly, the buttons we can add afterwards. They don't need to be added now. Okay. This is a weird little figure. Now, with that color here, is it too much? Well, see if we can match that green she's wearing. Leave a hand there. I'm just checking the bleed through here on the other side because, well, it's that kind of medium. Okay. Well, my lady. Leave your hands in place. This is one very green dress. Now, let's just put the green there as well. That was number 43, deep olive green. Let's give this woman some color on her arms and legs. And I'm coming in with warm grey, WG2. I think she needs a bit of more color. Pastel peach, number 26. Yeah, I'll add a bit of color to her skin tone. Shame. She's kind of sickly looking. My dear, you are an experiment. The question is if you are an experiment gone right. Well, what to do now? Actually, I think exactly this. Yeah. It's just make this a little bit more. It's the same green as before, but the second layer is going to bring it out a little bit more. Okay, like that. Maybe first let's do this. I'm going to go with number 14, Vermilion. This seems to be a favorite of mine. I tend to take this one often. No, dear. Don't you go doing that. I'm speaking to myself. I'm on the edges here, and I'm going to draw on the pages behind this, and that would be a mistake. So I am putting a protective page in between myself and those pages at the back. Going to do that. Then I am going to switch to number 33, Melon Yellow, and I'm going to color into the vermilion where they meet. I'm going to come all the way up here, sweep around her head, I'm trying to determine how far did I come in with the paint, with the gesso. I think I'm fine here still. Okay, I'm going to come down here And then I'm pretty much going to taper off. Something like that. A little bit further maybe. Let's do that. And our next color is going to be, why would I want to do that? I don't know. Shall I or shan't I? Hmm? How much do we like? Ooh, it's actually not green. Okay, this is yellow green, and it's really more yellow than green, isn't it? But okay. Color into the color where you are meeting, and come down. Oh, she seems a bit top heavy. I do think so, but that's okay. She can be a bit top heavy. We knew her head was too big. I'm going to just kind of sweep in like this and just finish these lines there. I'm also going to do this. And she's got a bit of a thing going there. Something like that. Now that seems a little bit more finished. Shall we? That was a slight mistake. I didn't mean to do that to you. I just gave it a double chin. So let me rectify my error. And really all I do is I come in with another pen, and it the alcohols in the markers will activate each other, and you can lift it. So that's really all I did there, was just literally lift. Okay, I'm going to kind of leave it at that. I wonder if I'm going to leave it at that. Let me start playing with her. I don't necessarily always do this, by the way. Sometimes I just leave them be, the heads. I mean, but okay, I think she's the better for it. Maybe, well, my opinion. I am going to come in with a chestnut brown, number 98. And I'm just going to give her somewhere to stand, so that she isn't floating in the air here. Give her a shadow. The minute you cast a shadow, you actually exist in your world. And what else are we going to do? Well, she's pretty boring still. So let's fancy her up. I'm pulling my trolley over with my white markers. And I am going to give her some, maybe with this one. Twirls. Yeah, I like the twirls better. Shall we give it a pattern on the collar as well? I think so, why not? And do we take the twirls down? Yes, I think so. The twirls are interesting and the dress isn't. They're very lined up. I don't normally do them lined up. I'm going to go with this because I kind of like the idea that they are lined up as if they were designed to be running in lines. And by the way, these gel pens, if they don't want to work, you just sort of give them a shake like that, and then see, they come back to life again. You do need to draw a little slower with them. The gel tends to come into the pens a little slower. So I'm going a little fast here. Now, since that runs in lines, why don't we bring that pattern down here? There's enough ink left. I think I just need to slow it down a bit. And I like that. I like the idea of that. Yes, that's way better. There's a twirl missing there, I think. Okay, now let's redo some of the detail on the lines. Good grief, I'm struggling with this black today. Okay, I want the buttons to be more prominent. Yep, I think so. And then I think let's just do a white outline on the buttons. Cute. Okay. Enough of that. Now we are going to do some doodling on the side. What shall we go with? The widow was asking for justice. So how about we do some tears. some doodled tears. Well, they're not tears, they're just tear shapes on the page. Be like that. I'm going to repeat just a couple of them on that side. Okay. Then let's use the chisel point to do a couple of blocks. We pull them in the opposite direction down here. And that's enough. And then we come in with a white marker and we do what? Let's play tic-tac-toe. And just leave it at that. Just a row of dots, and the second row of dots, and the third row of dots, and the fourth row of dots. Why not? And let's get dotty. And honestly, I think that's enough. A little bit of doodling, a very quick little picture. And how do we like it? I think, yeah. Okay, so my personal feelings on this, it's a bit more constrained than when I just do freehand drawing. I feel a little limited, held back, restrained maybe. I do like the outcome. Yeah, I do kind of like the unexpectedness of this humongous head. It is rather humongous. I could have done something with shoes, I'm sure, but whatever. I like it. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, so if you want to stick around, I have two more that are prepared. And I could do them in a separate video, but I think should I? Maybe keep this a short video. And then I'll do these two together. Let me do that. I'll break this off and then I'll show you that next time when it comes to this. And I will do these two as well. Okay, so for now, my thought that I want to leave you with is don't despair in prayer. I like how that rhymes. Don't despair in prayer. Keep praying. Because if you can wear a person down, I don't think you can wear God down. But you can grab God's attention, if you like. That's a very human way of saying it. And you can get God to intervene if you pray. Pray and keep on praying. That's my thought that I want to leave you with. Till next time, guys. I'll see you in the next video.